MP40s. And further airborne being called in. My goodness, he's just dropping them in to really just help his position on the front. And another sniper being called in. My goodness, this is certainly the last nail in the coffin for Hauptmann Gurfo and his Luftwaffe Feld Division troops. Getting absolutely hammered right out in the field. And Volksgrenadiers once are standing left behind as a large force of airborne move in with their carbines blasting away. And Volksgrenadiers are desperately searching for some cover, but perhaps you should consider just retreating right away instead of trying to hold the line against all of these nasty airborne. And now pineapple grenades are being prepared as well. Not that it shall lend a great deal of help now, as things are certainly lost for the 17th. Further grenadiers being rushed in. The Nebelwerfer once more screams at the American forces, hoping to stop their advances, but has no luck in doing so. And certainly the Wehrmacht player is not looking too good. A bit unfortunate in not being able to hold one point for too long. A bit too much defensive play. And I think a lack of actually dealing with those snipers properly. And of course, just some unfortunate preservation of troops as well. The loss of that Stuke early on was an unfortunate move alongside the Grenadier team right early on. It looks like everyone is digging in here in the west as well. And looking awfully close to this strategic cutoff point as well, which could certainly really devastate what is left. Pineapple grenade going off, not killing anyone. Very fortunate for those Volksgrenadiers, though very rare that actually happens. And recoilless rifles once more blasting away at the Puma. Pioneers moving in with flamethrowers to sort of help while these Grenadiers from the cover of the wing also join in. And airborne are taking losses and getting scorched. Looks like, yes, an airborne team is lost, but riflemen are quick to move in and clear that up. Grabbing the recoilless rifle and perhaps dropping some grenades on those Grenadiers. Pioneer is down, a Grenadier is down as well. Looks like an American rifleman team is lost right there, though. Horrific losses. And riflemen are forced into the retreat. Actually, some rather heavy losses for the American player there. I think barely any infantry now. In fact, he might be able, in fact, to turn things around now if he does things properly and perhaps gets those snipers dealt with. Getting either a sniper himself or a bike, then he might in fact be able to turn things around. But what he should not do is send in troops piecemeal. My goodness, that is the last thing he should do. He should concentrate a solid blow, and instead Volksgrenadiers are now getting cut apart on their own. My goodness, that is not the right way. He really needs to concentrate his forces for a good solid blow. Pumas, Grenadiers, everything, and then really just hope to force away the Americans from there. But no, oh my goodness, this is even a very good target for a Nebelwerfer strike. But I doubt he's even aware. Where is he? Nebelwerfer's certainly firing though. And now going straight for the strategic cutoff point. My goodness. My goodness, his forces are way too spread out. And apparently he opted for the last place where he spotted them, which hits absolutely nothing. And Grenadiers getting torn apart. And mortar rounds joining in as well, killing one MG42 gunner. Not looking good at all. Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers moving from the south though. Grenadiers will have to retreat. And where are those Pumas? Pumas moving in from the north. Seeing quite a bit of fire though. Anti-tank guns and recoilless rifles firing away all they have. And this is not looking to be good. This is a rather failed engagement. The Nebelwerfer was fired too early and is now unable to actually help the assault. Instead, the German forces are getting absolutely slaughtered out in the open. And this is generally why you should try to sort of contain your ego to just fire off artillery sometimes if you're planning an attack. Wait till the attack is underway and you have sort of more determined their positions, then fire away. and do some damage. Instead, now things have failed, and he is not looking to be in a happy position. And further medics just getting slaughtered. Looks like this medic bunker has very little time left before it is blown apart.
Tactical air support is asking for some ground out there.
And a bombing run now also joining in it. The Nebelwerfer once more firing away. Last infantry assault. And getting stopped right in its track, partly by that heavy machine gun right in the cover there, suppressing those grenadiers. And snipers will probably take care of those other forces alongside those airborne. Apparently also the anti-tank gun, and there we go. Grenadier team almost dead. The other part is also forced to stop now. Oh dear, retreat. There we go. But really not the best of luck, and I certainly hate to be this fellow when he goes back to report to the divisional commander what just happened here at the airfield. There we go. GG from Gurfo and GGG. Perhaps good game. I'm not entirely sure. Or good game. We cannot say. But a victory for the 28th Infantry Division. A loss from the 17th Luftwaffe Feld Division, which was brutally beaten at the airfield. So, what can we learn from this? Well, it's of course a bit harder to determine this with map, but of course, focusing your defensive efforts in one area is of course better. Of course, also choosing where to defend also makes a difference. For example, choosing here to defend was perhaps not the best spot, since of course that just left all of these areas, all the valuable ones, beyond his grasp. Had he, for example, choose a defensive position up here, perhaps he might have had a bit more of an easy time. There's also a bit more cover, a few buildings to actually help around, and of course, use mines, use barbed wire, use sandbags, use everything. He used none of that really, which of course turned out to be to the advantage of the American player, which would just basically strike everywhere, and particularly he just kept sort of vacillating between the two sides, which didn't do him much good either. Unit preservation wasn't his good side either. He lost grenadiers, he lost dukes much too easily. And perhaps he should have gotten a bike to at least just help with some of those snipers. Of course, snipers are good, getting a jeep is good, air reconnaissance good again, generally having an idea of where your enemy is and then striking the other bits good. Really good harassment, really good use of airborne, in fact quite aggressive, quite everywhere in fact. So, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this fight. If you did, why not subscribe or tell your friends, and if you didn't, well, why not send in a replay of your own. This is Imperial Dane saying, do try to choose a focal point of your efforts. Cheers.